Well, you want to start from the scratch, from the first.
Yeah.
Okay. When I was 17, still in high school, I knew I'd have to go in the service. So I decided that I'd rather go in the Air Force than I would anything else. And so I came up to Indianapolis and talked to this one officer. And I went through, passed my physical, my mental test. I got everything passed. And I'd been up there talking to him for in December, and probably before that. And he said, "Well, come up the 1st of January and get sworn in." So I went up there after my birthday was January 5th. I turned 18. And I went up there and I said, "Okay, I'm ready to get sworn in." And he said, "I got a little bad news for you." He says, they lowered the age limit to 17 for cadets. And I just turned 18. So evidently they had enough cadets that they didn't need any more. So I went back home and kind of waited till you might say I waited till I got drafted, and then they right after high school or thereabouts, I don't even remember getting a diploma, but I went in right at my senior year, and I had to come up to Indianapolis, and I had to pick a service that I wanted to get into, and they offered me paratroops and ski troops and this and that. And I thought infantry would be about as good as any of them, which I didn't know any better than that. So I picked the infantry.
Why not the ski troops? That sounds like fun.
Well, yeah, the ski troops had been nice. If a friend of mine picked the ski troops, and he went to Colorado and learned how to ski and never got out of the country. That's what I should have picked, but I didn't. But at the time, they were fighting over in Finland, the Russians and the Finns, and all I saw was white uniforms and fighting in the snow. And I said, "I don't want any part of that." So anyhow, I went in the Army, and I got shipped out right away to Camp Robinson, Arkansas.
Okay. Well, so you got shipped out, and when was this? This was in 44?
This was in 44. Yeah. I went to Camp Robinson, Arkansas, and for basic training. And we were there, supposed to be there 13 weeks, and we were there 8 weeks because I guess they needed some more cannon fodder to replace guys in Germany. So we were shortened there, but we got shipped out to the East Coast, and we got on a boat. It's called the USS West Point, and it was a pretty fast ship, evidently. Normally they want to cross there with convoys, but they said they thought this ship was fast enough to get away from the subs. So we went over there. Took us we zigzagged all the way across. Took us 10 days to get over there. And about the last 2 days, a Polish destroyer came up on either side of us and brought us into Southampton, or brought us into Liverpool. And so we went up the hill in Liverpool, and immediately got on a train, and shipped out to Southampton. And from there we got on a LST, flat bottom boat, which were terrible to ride. I mean, rough on those seas because that's the roughest body of water in the world. The English Channel. Yeah. And I was talking to one of the Navy guys going over there, and I said, I was jokingly, I said, how about trading places? And he said, look, you SOB, he says, I'll trade places with you anytime. He says, if you think it's any fun riding this LST back and forth across the channel every day, you're full of crap. So he said he really lit into me because he said, I'd much rather go where you're going, because he was fed up. But anyhow, we landed at Le Havre, France, and got on some 40 and 8s, which they used during World War I. It carried 40 men and 8 horses. That's where they call them 40 and 8s. So we rode across France, I don't know how long, several hours. And we finally stopped. And we hadn't had any decent food at all this time. And so they came on and promised us that as soon as we got to our destination there, that we would get a hot meal. And so we got off the train, and there was snow on the ground, it was cold. And we started up this hill to this place called Charles Mountain. And there was ice underneath the snow, and you'd take one step forward and fall back 2, and you had your rifle and gas mask and all the gear you had with you on your back, and it was kind of heavy. And this one kid, he's very serious. He says, I'm not going any further, you can shoot me right here. So I said, well, I don't think I'll do that. So we finally got up to this castle and sat down, and our hot meal consisted of cold pancakes, and that was it.
Right.
So we...
and that was probably in early January of 45?
Yeah, that was... then let's see. Yeah, somewhere in there, because it's still wintertime, yeah. So then we was there for just overnight or something, and we shipped out right away and went up to this kind of a farmyard, and they said you join your outfit there, and so we went up there by trucks, I guess, and we got in this farmyard, and here's all these veterans that were there. They were rough as could be, and they said, okay, just empty your duffel bag and take one blanket and maybe a pair of socks and toothpaste and a brush and the absolute essentials, and and throw the other stuff down there. So I had all these goodies and everything. So we couldn't take anything with us but what he told us to take. So they raffled us through this stuff and got what they wanted, the old timers. So we let out from there. There was in our squad, they needed 2 men. They needed a BAR man and a second scout. And my buddy, which is tall and skinny as I was, he spoke up and he says, I'll take the BAR. And I said, good, I'll take the second scout, because I didn't want to carry that BAR gun across Germany. So we got into, I don't know, from there we was into the combat zone pretty quick. And we went in, we were going into some woods the first day, and it so happened that our own cannon company was shooting at us because we got up too far, I guess. And the first scout got hit, and they had to take him back. And who was in line the veteran to take his place, the second scout, which I'd only been there one day.
And you were first scout.
And now I'm first scout.